Let's head to the ballpark for today's play-by-play action.
Good morning and welcome to the 2025 West Virginia State American Legion Tournament at Dale Miller Field. Jack Carlson and Jonathan Edwards as we kick off the 2025 tournament with Beckley Bash taking on the Post 60 Knights. First pitch is in there for a strike at 10:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jacob Meadows digging in first for Beckley, the visitors from West Virginia in this one. The 0-1 pitch to the plate, swung on and missed, 0-2. Jacob Comley toes the rubber for Post 60 in this tournament opening game, the right-hander in that baby blue uniform out there on the hill. Here's the 0-2. It's just inside on Meadows, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, 2 quick, great pitches from the pitcher, and Jacob Meadows is the leading hitter for this Beckley Bash team with 30 hits on the season so far, so he can be dangerous. The
1-2 swung on and missed, or deflected into the glove, rather, of Canerium, the catcher of Beckley, of Post 60, 1 away here in the top of the first inning. So Meadows goes down on strikes. Maddox Sims now to the plate. Once again, we are just starting in the first inning of the 2025 West Virginia State American Legion Tournament at Dale Miller Field. A picture-perfect day. Very few clouds in the sky. About high 70s in the temperature radar. A swing and a miss from Maddox Sims. It's 0-1.
The Bash lineup really swinging for the fences in the first 2 at-bats, trying to get the most out of the pitching.
The 0-1 from Comley is in there for a high strike, 0-2. Trenton Canerium doing the catching of Jacob Comley. Mason Elliott over there at first base for Post 60. Treston Wysocki at second, Jay Vines at short, and Austin Maynor at third. Very close pitch on 0-2. It just misses. It's 1-2 now. On the number 2 hitter of Beckley Post 32, Maddox Sims. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and hit on a line to short. Caught by Jay Vines, 2 down.
Making quick work on the at-bat, and just overall a solid start defensively for Beckley, for Post 60.
Now batting Cole Cunningham, the hulking designated hitter. Of Beckley Post 32, swinging from the left side. There's a strike on Cunningham, 0-1. First 2 batters have been retired here in the top of the first by Jacob Comley. The 1-strike offering delivered home, swung on. It's a 1-hopper to second. Treston Wysocki gloves, fires on to Elliott. A 1-2-3 top of the first inning. 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Jacob Comley and Post 60. Through a half inning, scoreless at Dale Miller Field, you're listening to the 2025 West Virginia State American Legion Tournament on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Greer Industries.
Inside all of us lies a potential to succeed. The definition of success differs for each of us. It's personal. One size doesn't fit all. At MVB, we believe in relationships supported by technology, product offerings, and industry knowledge. We believe in your imagination, your determination, and your grit. Our financial services keep pace with your ambition and empower your limitless potential. We say yes if, when other banks say no because. At our core, we power potential. We strive to unlock the potential in you, your family, your business, and your community. Your success is our success. You deserve more than a bank. You deserve a trusted partner on the financial frontier. MVB, powering your potential.
Let's return to...
And welcome back to Dale Miller Field in West Virginia. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. Game 1 of 4 from the West Virginia State American Legion Tournament. right here at Dale Miller Field today. Jack Carlson and Jonathan Edwards with you in the booth. Post 60 with the top three batters in their lineup due up here in the bottom half of the first inning. Cash Dunham, Kaysen Plogger, and Landon Pence. On the rubber for Beckley post 32, Gabe Patton, number 11 in black out there. The right-hander has tossed 20 and a third innings so far this summer, pitching to a 5.16 earned run average. The right-handed Cash Dunham, left fielder for post 60, digs in. The first pitch of the inning. In there for a strike, 0-1. Defensively, Beckley playing a little bit in on the corners. Over there at first base, Ashton Cochran a couple of steps in, and several steps in at third, Braden Kiblinger. Back-to-back strikes to start off Cash Dunham. It's 0-2. Two-strike pitch to the plate, swung on. It's a chopper to third. Kiblinger gloves across his body, fires, and not in time. Safe at first, an infield single for Cash Dunham.
Yeah, what could have been a textbook play from third to first is just a little late, and again, you'll see that in a lot of high schoolers, even on the higher caliber like this, not able to get it in time on a rope.
Kaysen Plogger now to the plate.
Kaysen Plogger.
The right fielder from Hedgesville High School. Bats with a man on first and nobody out. We're in the bottom of the first inning. From the stretch, the pitch is swung on and fouled. First base side. A hot shot towards that dugout. And the Knights had to get out of the way quickly. They were leaning up against the railing. That liner almost hit them.
Yeah, an absolute missile over to the gates of the dugout on the first base side.
Patton with a glance at first. Now he delivers the 0-1, swung on right down the left field line, a fair ball. Extra bases for Kaysen Plogger. He motors into second with a stand-up double going for home and sliding in safely. Cash Dunham, an RBI double for Kaysen Plogger, gets the scoring started with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, fantastic play. I mean, that ball hugged the third base line all the way down, and there was nothing that the infield could do other than just let it roll past, and a textbook double to get the first run on the board of the tournament.
So post 60 strikes first, the Area 4 champion from the Eastern Panhandle. They score first in the bottom of the first inning. Landon Pence now to the plate, the right-handed hitting center fielder. First pitch, swung on and hit down the right field line, but foul.
Post 60's done a good job of just making contact, even when it's not staying in play. They've made a lot of contact between the ball and the bat.
The one-strike pitch, swung on, to Hopper to third. Kiblinger gloves, fires offline over the head of Cochran at first. An error by Braden Kiblinger will allow Landon Pence to reach. First and third, still nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Single double error, and post 60 is in business.
It's been a bit of a conga line ever since that first hit, and post 60 has been rolling through the bottom of the first.
Mason Elliott, the cleanup man for the post 60 Knights, bats with men on the corners and nobody out. It's 1-0 post 60 in the first. Pitch is low and away, 1-0. Not the ideal start that Gabe Patton was looking for. He finds himself in some hot water in the very first inning. The one-ball pitch, once again, low and away, 2-0.
Yeah, he's painted that right batter's box 2 pitches in a row, just painting the line with the baseball.
The 2-0. Misses low, it's 3-0. Grayson Kesterson doing the catching of Gabe Patton. Ashton Cochran over there at first. Zach Hunt at second. Cole Brown at short, Braden Kiblinger at third. In the outfield, Deegan Williams in left, Jacob Meadows in right, and Maddox Sims in right. Meadows in center, that is. That pitch hits him square in the bat. Mason Elliott gets hit by the pitch, and they are loaded with nobody out. Bottom of the first inning.
So everything that could go wrong has gone wrong so far for Beckley. You get the 1-2-3 in the top of the first against you, and then immediately you have a walk, an error, a hit by pitch, several hits. It's not looking good with the bases loaded, nobody out, and a one-run deficit against Beckley.
So meeting on the mound for Beckley, Gabe Patton, along with the infielders and catcher Grayson Kesterson, meeting out there on the mound to try and settle the waters a little bit. An unsettled start, but there's just one run across so far in the inning. So you get a ball on the ground, turn two. Beckley would gladly trade 2 outs for a run at this stage in the game. We're just in the first inning. Plenty of baseball yet to be played.
Absolutely. It's the first game of the day, too. You got to get the jitters out and try and get back in business. It's early on, so it's not like it's the end of the world, but you have to get out of this jam, only allowing maybe 1 run in the process. I'm sure, as you said, I'm sure Beckley would take that.
Trenton Canerium, the catcher for post 60, steps up with the bases loaded and nobody out. Bottom of the first inning from Dale Miller.
And just wasn't enough to get the strike out of it.
The 1-1. Off the plate and away, 2-1. Bases loaded for post 60 in the first inning. Already 1 run across. 2-1 is chopped just beyond the mound, and Kiblinger can't glove it cleanly on the second effort. He throws out Canerium at first. A heck of a recovery by Braden Kiblinger. He initially booted the ball off his glove. It was a high chopper past the pitcher's mound, but Kiblinger was able to get it on the second effort, throw on time and on target to Ashton Cochran, and Beckley trades a run for an out there.
Yeah, a bit of a Looney Tunes play all around between the errors and the throw out at first. On the bright side, I mean, you still getting out at first.
Ian Wolf takes a strike, 0-1. Wolf, the designated hitter for post 60, hitting with 2 men in scoring position and 1 out. The Knights lead 2-0. The 0-1 is high and in.
Wonders for this this Beckley team.
The 1-2, low and away, 2-2. Couldn't have scripted a better start if you're post 60. The Area 4 champions from the Eastern Panhandle. A 1-2-3 top of the first inning. It looks like their right-hander, Jacob Cumley, is on his game today. As there's a grounder to second. Thrown on to first. A run comes in to score, an RBI ground out for Ian Wolf. Landon Pence scores from third. It's 3-0, post 60.
Yeah, again, you got to try to limit the damage if you're Beckley. And 1 run, not ideal, but better than what it could be. They just got to get out of this bottom of the first, and they can get back in business.
Jay Vines takes a pitch up and in. Ball 1. 1 base runner remains out there for post 60. That's Mason Elliott on third. The 1-0 is hit sharply past second and into center. A 2-out run scoring hit for Jay Vines, and it is 4-0.
Yeah, and this game has gotten out of hand rather quickly in the bottom of the first with that 4th run. And again, it just got right in the gap in right center, just on a grounder, and just too far out of the way for Beckley to make a play on it.
Austin Maynor now steps up. He's the 8th man to hit in this first inning for post 60. There's a ground ball to second. Zach Hunt on to Ashton Cochran. 8 into the plate here in the first inning for post 60, and they strike 4-4. It is 4-0 post 60. You are listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Inside all of us lies the potential to succeed.
This summer,
summer at Dan Calva Toyota World, we have trucks, and more trucks. With over 250 Toyota trucks here and on the way, we guarantee we have a truck for you. Come check out our 2025 hybrid Tacomas that offer 326 horsepower and 4.75% for 60 months. So come get your brand new Toyota truck today at Dan Calva Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
So a brief stoppage, a 3-2 count awaiting Zach Hunt, the second baseman of Beckley. He's batting with a man on third and one out in the top of the second inning. So post 60 with that 4 spot in the bottom of the first inning, exactly what you need to set the tone, Jonathan, here in this tournament. Obviously, post 60 has aspirations of staying the entire weekend here in Morgantown, and this is just a wonderful start for them.
Absolutely, and again, you might have given up a man on third, but look, you put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the first, and you had a 1-2-3 inning in the top. That's, I mean, as good as it gets.
The payoff pitch to Hunt. He chases after ball 4 and fouls it away behind us.
Well, I like the change in the top of the second that Beckley is making much more contact. Again, even if it's not producing hits, they're at least finding the ball easier.
Another payoff pitch, and that handcuffs Hunt. A strikeout for Jacob Cumley, his second punch out of the young game, 2 away in the top of the second.
Yeah, it looked like it was a bit inside, and he didn't really have much of a choice and decided to swing on it and sat him down.
Ashton Cochran, the left-handed hitting first baseman for Beckley, bats with 2 away and a man on third. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 4-0 post 60, leading Beckley post 32 in our tournament opening game. Cumley from the stretch here. The 0-1. Up and away, 1-1.
Yeah, another thing to keep in mind, if you're watching at home, the wind is blowing back toward us. The flags are standing straight, coming back toward us. That might play an effect in some fly balls later in this game and in the tournament.
1-1 looked awful nice according to the crowd, but was deemed a ball. It's 2-1. Ashton Cochran, the product of Greenbrier East High School in Lewisburg, West Virginia. The 2-1. In there, 4 strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Cumley trying to strand that base runner out there on third and have a scoreless 2-inning streak to begin this game. 2s are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch is fouled away, third base side.
You know, that'd be a real crusher to Beckley if Cumley can record this out and not allow a run. You finally get some.
He threw 18 pitches in the inning, did Cumley, but he was able to work another scoreless frame.
Yeah, again, it was impressive to see Cumley finish out the inning with a runner on third and leave him stranded.
2-1 is high. 3 balls and 1 strike on Treston Wysocki. Pitch is just on that outer edge. Wysocki believed it was ball 4. Instead, it goes as strike. Believed it was ball 4. Instead, it goes as strike 2, and the count is full. The payoff pitch from Patton. Swung on, a little flare out into center field, and it hangs up nicely. Jacob Meadows makes a sliding grab. Jacob Meadows makes a sliding grab for the inning's first out.
That was probably the most impressive play so far by Beckley as a whole. Being able to run from that deep in center all the way up front, quite impressive, especially at the high school level, and he was able to make the sliding catch.
Nice play with the leather from Meadows. One away in the bottom of the second inning. Lineup card flips over, and Cash Dunham bats. He fouls the first pitch away, 0-1. Cash Dunham.
Determination and your grit. Our financial services keep pace with your ambition and empower your limitless potential. We say yes if, when other banks say no because. At our core, we power potential. We strive to unlock the potential in you, your family, your business, and your community. Your success is our success. You deserve more than a bank. You deserve a trusted partner on the financial frontier. MVB, powering your potential.
An early start with a 10:01 a.m. first pitch here in the tournament opening game. Jacob Comley has been really good through 2 innings for post 60, facing just 1 over the minimum. He surrendered a 1-out double in the second inning to Beckley's Deegan Williams, but other than that, it has been smooth sailing for the post 60 right-hander.
Absolutely. Comley already collecting 3 strikeouts and only allowing the 1 double. It's been pretty ideal. You want to take back that 1 hit, but you can't complain being up 4-0 through 2.
Grayson Kesterson takes a ball off the plate, 1-0 on the leadoff man here in the third inning. Kesterson attends WVU Tech in Beckley. He had his freshman season this past spring. Next pitch is low and away. It's 2-0. Of course, Kesterson, product of Nicholas County High School, the Grizzlies in Summersville, West Virginia. He had a tremendous career there with the Grizzlies. The 2-0 is high. It's 3-0. Kesterson in 2023, Jonathan, had a batting average of .526.
Yeah, it's rather impressive. And the fact that he has experience on the higher level is going to help him out.
There's a strike delivered to him as he showed bunt on the 3-0. It's now 3-1 on the Beckley catcher. Next pitch finds the zone. It's 3-2.
Yeah, right down the line from Comley, and one of his finest pitches so far in this outing.
Trying to come all the way back. The payoff pitch just misses. Ball 4. First walk of the game for Comley.
Yeah, again, that's probably the first blemish outside of the double he allowed, but Comley's still going solid so far, but allowing that man to head to first on a free base, probably not what he wanted.
Braden Kimlinger, the third baseman for Beckley, bats with a man on first and nobody out. Top of the third inning, post 60 on top of Beckley, post 32, 4-0. First pitch to the plate is a strike to Kiblinger.
It's a good return to form from Comley, and again, just trying to win each battle.
The glance at first, now he comes set. Comley, the 1-strike pitch, just misses high. It's 1-1.
I thought it might have curved back in toward the end, but guess it was a little too late past the plate.
One ball and 1 strike. A long wait, and Comley fakes a throw over to first. Playing a little mind games over there with the Beckley base runner, Kesterson. One is foul back, 1-2. Kiblinger, another one of the WVU Tech products here on this Beckley team, majoring in sport management over there in Beckley. 1-2 count here on Kiblinger. The number 9 hitting third baseman of Beckley, post 32. One-two, swung on and hit out into right field, and it drops just fair. A base hit for Kiblinger, going first to third and doing so safely is Kesterson. Beckley setting up shop here with nobody out in the top of the third inning, men on the corners.
And we're back to a similar situation from the last inning where there was a man on third, but now you have a man on first to worry about as well, and there's still no outs. So it just seems like each inning Beckley is finding its way to get more comfortable into this game after just a disastrous first inning, and that could be ideal to have runners on the corners in a situation like this.
Jacob Meadows, the center fielder for Beckley, steps in with runners on first and third and nobody out. 4-0, post 60 leads Beckley post 32. First pitch from Conley is elevated for a ball, 1-0. You make a good point, Jonathan. You wonder whether Beckley was having those nerves in that first inning, those jitters in the early going, trying to get themselves settled into the game. Feels like maybe they found their form now as the 1-0 is high and away, 2-0.
I've noticed as well that Beckley batters aren't swinging at everything. It seemed like they were really swinging for the fences in that first inning, and that's how they got out so quick. But now they're more poised in the box and sitting through their count and watching pitches, and it's working out.
The patience has given Meadows a 2-0 count. Next pitch is inside, 3-0.
And Jacob Cumley for post 60 just has to hone in and get back to what he was doing early, taking advantage of Beckley's missed timing. But again, Cumley can just try and hone in and try and get out of this.
The 3-ball pitch, right down Main Street, strike one.
Again, a good return to form. I don't blame Jacob Meadows for sitting and watching that one, taking the strike, and he is the hit leader again for this Beckley squad.
A chance to come through with men on the corners and nobody out. Here comes the 3-1 from Cumley. Catches the inner edge, 3-2.
That ball worked its way right back in over the plate right at the end before finding the catcher's mitt, and a fantastic pitch by Cumley.
Cumley was down 3-0 in this count. Now he's made it 3-2. The payoff pitch swung on and fouled away.
This has been one of the better pitcher-batter battles so far in this matchup, and they're your ace and your top hitter going against each other. That's a good matchup.
Already 16 pitches in the inning from Cumley. He's yet to record an out. The 3-2 is popped third base side. It'll hang up for Maynard to make the catch. A crucial first out, and Beckley does not advance the base runners.
Right fielder number 2.
Again, just
Sims.
great for Cumley and the rest of the post 60 squad to finally record an out after allowing base runners on the corners, and that's the first step in getting out of this jam, and might give up a run, but I'm sure they'd like to post another goose egg.
Maddox Sims, the right fielder for Beckley, takes a strike, 0-1. Once again, men on the corners for Beckley. A great opportunity for them to get on the board. 4-0 post 60 leads in the top of the third inning. The 0-1 to Sims is high. It's 1-1. This is the first inning that Beckley has really gone to Cumley and made him work. He's really had to work for everything in this inning. The 1-1 is popped out into right field, hugging that line, going into foul territory to make the catch is Plogger, and tagging up to score will be Kesterson. Beckley has its first run.
That's a great way to get on the board, almost perfect sacrifice fly. And again, I do want to mention the throw to second was an absolute missile. A little late, but not much you could do, but the effort to get from that part deep into right field, way past the foul area, just a fantastic throw on a rope, just a little late. But again, a perfect way to get on the board first for the Bash, and now they're in business. And that's a double machine that just flew out. He's known for getting those extra base hits, leading with doubles with 8. Again, he records an out, but producing in the process.
Cumley steps off as Over there on second base, Kiblinger was doing a little bit of a dance. Cumley decides to have a conference off the mound with his catcher, Canerium. Do want to mention, though, that was a heck of a catch by Plogger going all the way. He was not close to the line. He went into foul territory to make the slide and grab. Of course, that made it rather easy for Kesterson to score from third, but a tremendous grab out there in right field by post 60's right fielder.
You have to limit the damage on plays like that, and they did just that, allowing one run.
Cole Cunningham takes a strike on the outer edge, 0-1. Cole Cunningham grounded out to second base in that first inning. 4-1 score in the top of the third. The one-strike pitch to Cunningham, swung on and hit out into left field, a base hit. Rounding third and coming in to score is Kiplinger. Second run of the frame for Beckley, and they've cut the lead from 4-0 in half to 4-2.
The game has flipped on its head quickly, and while they're still down 2 runs, Beckley was not doing anything right early on, and now it's quickly turning around and paying off in dividends. And now you still have a runner on first and still an out to work with.
Cole Brown steps up, fouls away the first offering from Cumley, who has tossed 23 pitches in this inning. For reference, he threw 28 through the first 2 innings. He's almost reached that total in this third inning. Mentioned earlier in this frame that Beckley was seeing pitches better and just making Cumley work a little bit more for each out. Is paid off. The 0-1 swung on and missed. 0-2. Brown very unsure, and that off-speed pitch completely fooled him.
Yeah, again, a fantastic pitch from Cumley, and Cole Brown usually one of the top hitters as well, leading in triples and home runs with 4 and 3 respectively. That one just threw him for a loop.
2-strike pitch is buried in the turf. 1-2. Beckley has cut this post-60 lead in half. In the top of the third inning, it's now a 4-2 lead for post-60. The 1-2, did he go? No, he didn't, says the first base umpire. Able to check his swing. Cole Brown almost went around on that 1-2 pitch. He was really tempted.
I think that's a generous call. I mean, it looked like he was really committed to swinging on that, but I guess he pulled back in time.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the third inning. 4-2 post-60 leads. The pitch just misses low. It's 3-2. Beckley trying to prolong this third inning. They've got a man out there on first base with 2 outs. Their cleanup man, Cole Brown, the shortstop, at the plate. The 3-2 pitch from Cumley. Swung on and lifted out into left field. Going back on it is Dunham, and he'll make the catch just in front of the track. A nice top of the third inning for the Beckley Bash. They score their first 2 runs of the game through 2.5. Your score, post 64, Beckley post 32-2. You're listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I love playing.
Metro News is the voice of West Virginia. If your business has a need to reach potential customers in virtually any area within West Virginia, WVRC Media's Metro News platform provides a solution. Metro News covers every county in the state, with over 90 affiliates receiving all or some of our 7 daily and weekly programs. Metro News is a cost-efficient way to deliver your message to the entire state or to a specific geographic area. Metro News also offers your company access to over 1 million visitors per month to our website, wvmetronews.com, which is widely regarded as the state's top online information site. Our commitment is to covering the key issues in our state, from political news, local sports, outdoors, entertainment, to Main Street, West Virginia. Metro News is the trusted source for keeping West Virginians informed. To put the power of the voice of West Virginia, Metro News, to work for your business, simply click the Start a Conversation button below. We'll be back to you within 48 hours.
Let's return to coverage of the 2025 American Legion State Baseball Championships on Metro News.
Welcome back to Dale Miller Field at Milan Park. Game 1 of 4 from the West Virginia State American Legion Tournament in Morgantown, West Virginia today. A 4-2 lead for post 60 as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Heart of the post 60 order due up against Gabe Patton, Mason Elliott, Trenton Canerium, and Ian Wolf for 5-6. There's a ball delivered to Mason Elliott, 1-0. In the top half of this third inning, Beckley struck for 2 runs and made Jacob Cumley really work out there on the mound as ball 2 is delivered inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Get this, folks. Jacob Cumley in the first 2 innings combined through 28 pitches, and in that third inning alone, he equaled that total with 28 more. Ball 3 delivered low and away, 3-0.
Yeah, it was a completely different Jacob Cumley on the mound in the third inning, and Beckley took advantage of that, but now Patton's got to return the favor on the defensive side.
There's a strike. It's 3-1 on Elliott. Mason Elliott was hit by a pitch in the first inning. He came around to score 1 of the 4 runs. 3-1 is poked out into right field. A base knock for Mason Elliott the other way to begin the third inning.
Again, right in a fantastic gap in the far right center, and landed in a base hit.
Trenton Canerium produced an RBI ground out in that first inning. Bats with a man on first and nobody out. The Knights lead the Bash 4-2 in the bottom of the third inning. Canerium, Hedgesville High School Eagle, doing the catching for the Knights here in the tournament opening game. He swings and bounces that one too short. Brown on to Hunt at second. His transfer on to first is off the mark, so just 1 out on the play for Beckley. Goes as a fielder's choice, 6-4.
Again, it was probably a good thing at the end that he wasn't able to run the second, but good for Beckley to get at least the lead runner out and just leaving a runner at first. But 1 out away, what can you do?
So the base runner will be Canerium at first base with Ian Wolf batting. 1 away in the bottom of the third inning. Pickoff throw back safely is Canerium.
We haven't seen many of those throws to first from the pitcher from either team so far in this game.
No official stolen base attempts in this game yet, as the pitch is low and in, or high and in for Ian Wolf, 1-0. Saw one person try and take off, one base runner, but he had to go back on a foul ball.
It was a foul, yeah. It went off to the right side, and he had to run back, and he had a good jump on it. We'll see when someone finally pulls the trigger on it.
1-ball pitch is swatted down the right field line, but just foul. That would have been trouble for Beckley. Sure to be extra bases for Ian Wolf had that stayed fair.
Yeah, exactly. If it was just a few feet to the left, that would have spelled danger for Beckley. But luckily, it blew foul to the right a little bit, and we go again on a 1-1 count.
Post 60 trying to return the favor in the bottom of the third inning, try and get some of those runs back that they surrendered in the top half of the inning. 1-1 is bounced to third, could be 2. Kiblinger on to Hunt, and his throw to first is not in time, so another fielder's choice. This one goes 5-4 in the book. The lead runner, Canerium, is erased at second, and safe at first is Ian Wolf.
Yeah, there's been trouble over on the first base side fielding with back-to-back fielder's choices. Now, granted, that one wouldn't have been in time, but still, he's having trouble fielding it at first plate.
Jay Vines, the shortstop, now to the plate. He singled in a run in the first. First pitch to him here is off the plate, ball 1.
A good plate discipline on that first pitch, watching it roll by on the right side.
Gabe Patton delivers the 1-0 in the dirt. 2-0 here on Jay Vines. You have to tip your cap and give the proper respect to Patton, who had a first inning that is unenviable. 24 pitches, he had to face 8 batters, surrendered 4 runs. But since he seems to have found a little bit of a groove, just 18 pitches in that second inning and just 11 so far here in the third. Pickoff try back safely is Wolf at first.
And that was our first true throw to first on a pickoff attempt.
2-0 is some chin music for Vines. He backs out of the way. It's 3-0.
You can sit and watch this pitch.
Time is called, and our home plate umpire reprimands Patton for not making eye contact with the batter. Here's the 3-0 taking all the way. Vines takes an inside strike, 3-1.
Yeah, that was quite inside, actually. I was kind of expecting ball 4, but a 3-1 count now. He can still be reserved at the plate if he wants to be.
The 3-1 is hit foul, right field side. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A chance for his second consecutive scoreless inning out there on the mound. Gabe Patton 1 pitch away from achieving that. We'll have to wait. A pickoff try. Wolf is back standing up. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. 4-2, post 60 leads. Beckley post 32. The 3-2 is fouled off the lower leg of Vines. That does not feel good.
Yeah, it can't feel good. It looked like it hurt pretty bad, and it went off and just went foul. And he'll go again with the count still full and 1 out to work with.
If you're watching our Metro News television stream, went off his left ankle. That's a hot shot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So after the time, to give Vines an opportunity to walk that stinger off, he'll step back in and await another 3-2 from Patton. Pitch swung on and missed. And to complete the strikeout, Kesterson tags Vines out. Another scoreless inning for Gabe Patton. We're through 3 at Dale Miller Field. It's post 64 and Beckley post 32 too. You are listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Daniels of Morgantown has a wide selection of casual sportswear that's both stylish and comfortable. Styles for the golf course, the game, or weekends with the family. You'll find your right fit at Daniels of Morgantown.
Let's make a deal at Buchanan Toyota. 3.99% financing up to 60 months on all new 2024 Toyota Tacomas, gas or hybrid. Buchanan Toyota, closer than you think.
We have close to 500 slabs on site from all across the globe. We bring the world's finest slabs to you. Preferred surfaces, your space, your style, your preferred choice.
Every brand has a story. At Sparks Media Agency, we help you tell it. Authentically, visually, and with heart. Sparks Media Agency. Story-driven content that connects.
.com.
You're listening to coverage of the 2025 American Legion State Baseball Championships on Metro News.
And we welcome you back to Dale Miller Field at Milan Park. Game 1 of 4 from the 2025 West Virginia State American Legion Tournament today. We'll have baseball for you from Dale Miller Field all weekend long. The championship game coming your way on Monday. Jack Carlson and Jonathan Edwards along with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, post 60 leads Beckley post 32. 4-2 so far through the first 3 innings. Post 60 with a hot start. They scored the game's first 4 runs, all in that first inning. Didn't go well for Beckley in the early going, but Jonathan, they seem to have found their groove as the game has progressed. They scored 2 in the 3rd inning. Now some more runs here in the 4th.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a completely different Beckley team in the last, well, really 2 innings, but especially in the 2nd inning, or the 3rd inning, I'm sorry. In the top of the 3rd, Beckley Bash made up half of the deficit to be down 4-2, and just things have been going better, and it's been more plate discipline at the plate for Beckley, and overall just getting more production, more of everything good so far, and eliminating mistakes.
Jacob Cumley back out there on the mound for post 60. First pitch of the 4th inning is waved on and missed. 0-1. Deegan Williams leading off for Beckley post 32 here in this inning.
A bit of an awkward swing on that first one.
The 0-1, another awkward swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
It's almost like it's delayed a little bit. He kind of backs up a little bit and then swings into it. It's a bit of an interesting swing. I don't know if that's normal for him.
The 0-2 swung on and little fister up the middle. A base hit on an 0-2 pitch for Deegan Williams. He's aboard to begin this 4th inning.
Well, Williams must have heard us talk. That's his 2nd hit of the game. He had that double earlier, and he just found the perfect spot past the pitcher's mound and second base on the left side. And overall, just a good way to get on base and start this inning with no outs.
Zach Hunt, the second baseman who struck out swinging his first time, has an opportunity with a man on first and nobody out, top of the 4th inning. 4-2 post 60 leads Beckley post 32. First pitch to Hunt, who shows bunt, then pulls it back as the pitch is high, 1-0.
He thought about it and then pulled back and takes the ball. A good decision at the plate for Zach Hunt.
Playing in at 3rd, Austin Maynor expecting that bunt. Another show of bunt for Hunt, then he pulls it back to take strike 1. Austin Maynor 3 steps in from the bag over there at 3rd. At first base, holding the runner Mason Elliott, first baseman for post 60. The 1-1, Hunt misses on his bunt stab. It's 1-2.
Yeah, he has a bit of a vertical bunt look at first. It's quite interesting. He hasn't fully put it sideways in any of these, and it's just a bit awkward. But the 1-2 count for him, he can try and do some damage here.
The pitch from Cumley, swung on and fouled back behind home plate.
Yeah, he decided not to try the bunt again this time, and really laid into this one, just went backwards foul.
Now with 2 strikes over there at 3rd base, Austin Maynor playing even with the bag. The middle infielders Vines and Wysocki at double play depth. The 1-2 swung on and lifted out into left field. Down the left field line it goes, but it drops foul. Cash Dunham raced over into foul territory to try and make the grab, but it just eluded his grasp.
Yeah, he was just a step or two too short on the left side, but granted, not an out, but still didn't give up any production base-wise. So still no outs, but a full count incoming.
Another 1-2 here for Hunt. The pitch swung on and foul right field side. He's spraying it all over the yard, everywhere but fair, it seems like.
Yeah, just about. The way Hunt plays in the plate too, he really hugs the plate in the batter's box. I mean, he's really right against the line, and he's just kind of put it everywhere. And maybe he's going to get one to drop. The thing is, it makes it unpredictable. Don't know where that ball's going when it leaves his bat.
Cumley out there on the rubber had to tuck his shirt back in and it become unfastened. The 1-2 swung on and missed. The off speed absolutely deadly to Zach Hunt, who goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
Yeah, again, something about that pitch, that off-speed pitch that Cumley has used, has gotten multiple batters for the bash. And again, that's probably his best pitch in his repertoire so far today.
Ashton Cochran now. That one just misses hitting him. He dodges out of the way. 1-0 on the first baseman for the Beckley Bash. Cochran bats with a man on first and one out, top of the fourth inning, 4-2 post 60. One ball pitch is hit out into right center field. Giving chase is Plogger. He can't make the catch. Going for second is Cochran. He's there standing up and advancing to third, Deegan Williams. Williams was unsure. He was caught in between first and second base. Wasn't sure whether Plogger would be able to make the catch, but once it dropped in, then Williams was off to the races with Cochran right on his heels.
I mean, for the first error of the day, just unfortunate timing. It might have got caught in the sun the way the sun's blaring today. But, again, Beckley just chipping away every at-bat little by little and still have 2 outs to work with and 2 runners in scoring position at second and third. This is what you want, and Cumley, has to get out of this.
And don't look now, but Beckley has the game-tying run on second base. All 4 infielders come in with Kesterson at the plate. There's a high chopper foul first base side. Kesterson walked and scored his first time.
Yeah, again, not a bad option to have at the plate. He's made some production already for Beckley today. And, again, that chopper just went a little – it took an awkward bounce off to the right side to go foul.
2 men in scoring position with 1 out for the Beckley Bash in the top half of the fourth inning. The catcher, Grayson Kesterson, at the plate. 0-1 count, and time is called. Kesterson steps out.
You know, another thing to note while we take a break, Cumley is up to 70 pitches already, and that's a high number right now.
1 strike pitch is high. It's 1-1.
He's given up some really long at-bats, and I think that's going to end up hurting him in the long run. But up to 71 pitches now.
Yeah, the Bash have shown tremendous patience as the game has progressed. The 1-1 to the plate, and that plunks him. Kesterson will wear it. He'll go over to first base, and the sacks are packed with 1 out for Braden Kimblinger.
Again, Kimblinger, not a bad option to have. He already has a hit today. And now you have ducks on the pond everywhere with only 1 out to work with. This could spell trouble for the Knights if they're not careful.
Third baseman Braden Kimblinger.
The script has flipped for post 60. They were off to the races in the first inning, a 4-0 start. Beckley chipped away at the lead last inning in the third, scoring 2, and now with the bases loaded and 1 out, the Beckley post 32 Bash are in business. Braden Kimblinger against Jacob Cumley. Cumley's pitch to the plate. Gets away from the catcher Canerium. And coming in to score safely is Deegan Williams.
And again, just a bit of a wild pitch, and not being able to bring that one in, that's just not what you want, and there's going to be a meeting.
Meeting on the mound for post 60. Might be looking at a pitching change here in the top of the fourth inning. Cumley's pitch count at 73. Wouldn't have believed it if you told us after that first inning, a 10-pitch first inning for Cumley out there on the mound. And to get the last 7 outs, he has thrown 63 pitches.
It's just not been his day ever since that opening inning. And again, giving up those 2 runs in the third, and it's just been downhill from there, and they're just really wearing him out, driving up his pitch count by being patient, and it's paying off, and now it seems to get flustered. I think Beckley's just figured out what he likes to throw and when he likes to throw it, and I think that's changed the tempo of this game and the momentum so far in this game.
So post 60 will stick with Jacob Cumley, a chance to get out of this inning with runners on second and third and 1 out. Vote of confidence in Cumley to see if he can get 2 more outs and get out of this inning. It's 4-3 post 60, clinging to a 1-run lead over the Beckley Bash. First pitch to the plate is inside. Check that second pitch to the plate on Kiblinger. It's 2-0 as the first pitch to Kiblinger got away from the catcher Canerium and allowed Deegan Williams to score. Here's the 2-0 to the plate. Low and in, 3 balls and no strikes.
Right now, Cumley can't buy a strike, and it's just a complete 180 from how this game was going prior to this.
With no base runner on first, all 4 infielders several steps in, trying to cut down that run at home plate. The 3-0 misses up and in, ball 4.
And now he loads the bases again with only 1 out.
And now it will be a pitching change for post 60. The base is loaded and 1 out. The lineup card flips over for the 3rd time. And Jacob Cumley will be giving the ball over to the new pitcher for post 60. Jacob Cumley goes 3 1/3 innings, surrendering 4 hits and 3 runs to this point. He is responsible for all 3 base runners out there on the paths right now.
Again, a fantastic start to the day for Cumley, and then it just kind of fell apart. But several strikeouts. I had 4 recorded. Is that what he has? 4? Okay. Cumley finishes the day with 4 strikeouts. So again, productive day, and it just fell apart in the latter half of his performance.
So Landon Pence will come in from center field, and he will pitch, working to get the rest of the defensive changes for you for post 60. So Landon Pence started the game in center field. Now he will come in to the infield and relieve Jacob Cumley on the rubber. And this is a high pressure situation for Pence to come into. Bases loaded and 1 out, and the Knights clinging to a 1-run lead.
Yeah, and again, that's high school ball for you. You have a center fielder come in and pitch in relief right after your ace, and he's not in a good situation with 1 out and the bases loaded. And the way Beckley has changed its plate appearances and its approach to this game, I don't think Pence is in for, I don't know. It looks like it might be a rough go for him, but we'll see when he takes the mound.
So Ian Wolf takes over in right field for post 60. Looks like Kason Plogger shifts from right to center field for the Knights. So Plogger from right to center, and out there in right field, Ian Wolf. Landon Pence on the mound here for the Knights, top of the 4th inning. Once again, your score 4-3, post 60 leading Beckley post 32. A golden opportunity for the Bash to tie or potentially take their first lead of the game. Jacob Meadows at the plate. The left-handed hitting center fielder is 0 for 2 in this game with a strikeout and a pop-out. First pitch from Pence is outside. It's 1-0.
Then again, Jacob Meadows still looking for his first hit today, but he is the hit leader of this Beckley squad, and with 1 out and bases loaded, what a perfect time it would be.
1-0 is chopped too short. Vines, gloves, fires on 2 firsts. To go to first, it was too slow a chopper to go for 2. His only play was to first, and his throw was not in time. An infield single for Jacob Meadows will score the game-tying run. Ashton Cochran scores. It is 4-all.
Number 2.
He had to get something, and there was going to be at least 1 run given up, and Vines had to throw somewhere, like you said. And again, it's a tie game, brand new ball game.
That one is roped down the left field line, but fouled by Maddox Sims, the right fielder for the Beckley Bash. Hitting with the bases loaded and 1 out. Beckley with a golden opportunity now to try and take their first lead.
Yeah, and that would be a complete script flip. We've talked about how it's been in the process of that. Now it's just a 0-0. It's a brand new ball game.
Next pitch is high. It's 1-1 on Sims. Sims on the day, 0 for 1 officially. He lined out too short in the first inning and had a sacrifice fly in the 3rd. 1-1 is low. It's 2-1. Beckley is out hitting post 65-4. Tied on the scoreboard 4-4. That one is hit out into left center field, and that's trouble. Into the power alley, extra bases for Maddox Sims. A bases clearing 3-run double for Maddox Sims, and just like that, Beckley post 32 leads by 3 runs.
Just a fantastic top of the fourth, and that was the perfect hit. I mean, the only thing that could have been better was a grand slam, but I mean, just right in the perfect area of left center where no one is. You said the power alley. That's just what it was, and it took time for them to pick up the ball, and by the time it was thrown, bases were empty.
Yeah, perfect placement of that ball by Maddox Sims. Clears the bases with a 3-run double. The big hit that Beckley was looking for. Cole Cunningham fouls off the first pitch he sees. It's 0-1. Cole Cunningham 1 for 2 in this game with a ground out and an RBI single. 5 runs across for Beckley in this 4th inning. They've scored their 7 runs in the last 2 innings. The 0-1 up and in, 1-1.
And the worst part for Landon Pence is there's still 1 out. They still got 2 outs to get out of this inning, and it's just been an inning from below. We'll put it that way.
The 1-1 swung on and missed, 1-2. So Pence has faced 2 batters so far. Cunningham is the 3rd batter that he's faced. He gave up an RBI single to Jacob Meadows and a 3-run double to Maddox Sims. The 1-2 misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. How about this inning, Jonathan? Single, strikeout, and then the error that really got Beckley going in this inning. Hit by pitch, walk, single, double. The 2-2 up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
If Pence can just get 1 strike and get the strikeout, or anything, I mean, just to record an out of any kind would be a massive help. You go into this inning up 2, and now you're down 3. Just a complete meltdown in this inning.
Payoff pitch upcoming to Cunningham. Swung on and popped in foul territory, left field side, and out of play. Can't stress enough how difficult it has to be for Landon Pence. He was out there in center field. There was a visit to Comley earlier in this inning by the staff of Post 60, and that allowed Pence to do a little bit of warm-up, a few warm-up tosses with his right fielder, Plogger, but other than that, he had no opportunity to get loose.
He's basically going in cold. I wouldn't consider those warm-up pitches out there a real warm-up.
The 3-2 squirts away from Canarium High. It's ball 4, and the base runner on second, Sims, advances from second to third. Men on the corners with 1 out after the free pass to Cunningham.
Yeah, again, with runners on the corners and only 1 out, Pence is in a bad situation yet again. And he's just got to record a strikeout, a pop-out. I mean, anything would be great for Pence and this post-60 squad that the Area 4 champs just struggling so far in these past few innings.
Cole Brown bounces it to short. Could be 2. Vines onto Wysocki, then to Elliott. 6-4-3 equals 2, and the inning comes to a close, but not before Beckley bats around and strikes for 5. The Beckley Bash lead for the first time, 7-4 through 3.5 innings. You are listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Preferred Surfaces is a family-owned and operated business located in Morgantown, West Virginia. We proudly serve homeowners and businesses across the tri-state area, offering premium stone solutions rooted in craftsmanship and care. We have close to 500 slabs on site from all across the globe, with materials like granite, marble, quartz, quartzite, and others to choose from. We bring the world's finest slabs to you.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do
where they were down 4-0 after 1 inning. Ever since, it has been all Beckley.
We said before they even put up a run on the board that Beckley had, started being more patient in the batter's box and just staying through on at-bats, and then, you take advantage of an occasional flub from post 60, which looked like it was going to be rare early on in this game, and then you post 7 runs between the third and the fourth, and it's a brand new ball game, and I think this is the perfect way to start out a full weekend of baseball.
First pitch of the bottom of the fourth is a ball delivered to Austin Maynor, 1-0, and post 60 finds itself trailing for the first time today as Maynor waves and misses on the 1-0. It's 1-1. Post 60 now has to dig deep and try and muster a rally. Still plenty of time left in this game. The 1-1 is up and in, 2-1. But still, it's got to be go time. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning, so they have 4 more opportunities to try and cut into this lead, but no guarantee that Beckley is done scoring. The 2-1 is swatted down the right field line, and it just goes foul. Man, was that close. The 2-1 pitch was hit directly down that right field line, and the first base umpire made the adjudication that it was just to the right of that chalk. As on our Metro News television stream, the replay is being shown now. Just a little bit foul.
Yeah, I think it was right down the line. That's almost a 50-50 call at that point, but you trust the umpires to make the correct decision, and it's a 2-2 count now.
And that one is going to hit Maynor. He'll take his base on first. Well, either way, he gets aboard. That was a 50-50 situation down that right field line. Upon further review, it looked like it actually may have been fair.
That's what I was saying. I don't have the best vision from here, but I thought it was fair, just to be blunt.
So we're taking another look at this 2-2 on the stream, and it actually hit the bat of Maynor, so it will go as just a foul ball, and the count remains 2-2.
Yeah, I thought it hit him.
The 2-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. Well, what a whirlwind that at-bat was for Maynor. He thought maybe he had a single down the right field line, then he thought maybe he was hit by a pitch, and he ends up striking out.
Yeah, it was a strange at-bat, to say the least, all things considered. But one away so far in favor of Beckley, and Wysoki's going to try and do some damage here with the bases empty.
Treston Wysocki, the second baseman for post 60, takes a ball 1-0. Wysocki flied out to center in his first at-bat. The next pitch in their fourth strike, 1-1. 7-4, the Beckley Bash lead the post 60 Knights here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The 1-1 is hit on a line down the third base side and into left field. A base hit for Treston Wysocki. He's motoring for 2, and he slides in there safely. A one-out double for Treston Wysocki.
A fantastic hit right down the third base line. Just got past the third baseman, and he had to turn on the jets to get to the final, those final few feet before the second base pad. But he made it, and with the slide, and now you have a runner in scoring position, and it looks like post 60's back to maybe what they were doing earlier.
Cash Dunham now to the plate. The man in scoring position and 1 out. He fists that one into right field. A base knock for Cash Dunham. Runner is going to be held at third, so men on the corners with 1 away. Cash Dunham is aboard for the 3rd consecutive time, and post 60 is setting up shop.
Again, that was Cash Dunham's second hit of the afternoon, or of the morning, I should say. And again, finding the gaps at the right time. And that's just, you got to slowly chip away at the deficit you've built yourself.
Kason Plogger now to the plate for post 60. Started the game in right field, has since shifted to center. Runner takes off for second. Throw down is off the mark. A successful stolen base for Cash Dunham, the first stolen base of the morning for either team. Now 2 men in scoring position for post 60, and more importantly, takes the double play out of order.
Absolutely. That's the biggest thing I take out of all that. Not only do you have the runners in scoring position, but just throwing the defense for a loop now. You don't have that easy double play.
The 1-ball pitch. Right there for strike 1. Logger 1 for 2 on the morning. Had an RBI double back in the first inning and popped out in foul territory in the second. The 1-1 is hit a mile high to the left side of the infield. Settling underneath it to make the catch, Cole Brown. 2 away in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that pop-up eliminated any chance of trying to, send a runner home on a sacrifice. But, again, Beckley 1 out away from getting out of this unscathed, and that would really be a big boost to the Beckley Bash confidence.
So with 71 pitches on the ledger for Gabe Patton, his morning on the mound may be coming to a close. We have a meeting out there for Beckley with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. 7-4 advantage for the Beckley Bash. Patton will maintain the ball here. He will get to face at least one more batter. The pitcher, Landon Pence, is due up next.
I like the Rocky theme coming up for your pitcher-batter combo. He didn't have the best outing in his first time on the mound after coming in cold from center field, but maybe he can do some damage at the plate.
Pence takes a strike, 0-1. Pence reached on an error by the third baseman Kiblinger in the first inning, and he flied out his second time in that second inning. 2 men in scoring position for post 60 with 2 outs. The strike 1 pitch is low. It's 1-1. Well, for Beckley, scoring 5 runs in the top half of this inning, trying to avoid giving back rebound runs, and they will do just that as Landon Pence shoots one into center field, an RBI single, and he's going to gun for second, try and get in a rundown, but no throw from Gabe Patton, who had cut off the ball. It will go as an RBI single for Landon Pence to score the base runner Wysocki. Cash Dunham stays put over there on third base. It's 7-5 Beckley.
Yeah, that's a good way to get right back into this game. It's going to be back and forth the rest of the way, I'd presume, the way this game has unfolded so far. And, again, just finding the right parts in the open field.
Mason Elliott now to the plate for post 60. He takes inside, ball 1. It looked like Pence was going to try and get caught in a rundown in between first and second and get that second runner, Cash Dunham, home. But Beckley didn't bite defensively. Gabe Patton just held on to the baseball and did not throw towards second as the 1-0 misses low and away, 2-0. So, post 60 won't complain. They'll take the extra 90. And now Pence joins Dunham in scoring position.
Absolutely. You got to play chess, not checkers on a play like that, trying to bite on the rundown.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, hit down the right field side, and foul.
Yeah, there won't be a debate on whether that one was fair or not, like it was earlier. But, again, Gabe Patton still hanging strong and trying to get out of this jam that he's created once again and return to his form he had in the past few innings.
2 balls and 1 strike on the cleanup man, Mason Elliott. He hits this one past the third baseman Kimlinger off his glove. 1 run is in, and another is going to come in to score as Mason Elliott goes for second and is there standing up. Just like that, a tied ball game as that one was hit awkwardly down the third base side. Braden Kimlinger tried to get it with his glove. It bounced off and went into foul territory down the left field side, and 2 bases for Elliott and a brand new ball game once again.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't make this stuff up. It was just placed perfectly right down the line. We've seen this before, and it just fell dead in the foul area after it went fair, and it brought in 2 more runs.
What a wild game, what a wild inning this has been. 8 runs between the 2 teams in this 4th inning. There's a swing and a foul on the first pitch to Trenton Canerium. 14 combined runs through the first 4 innings so far, and this game shows no signs of letting up.
Yeah, you see why this post-60 squad is a championship team, battling back after blowing the lead.
The 0-1 is fouled back. It's 0-2 on the catcher for the Knights. Beckley was feeling pretty good about itself through 3.5 innings, having scored 5 runs in the top half of the 4th inning, taking that 3-run lead, the first lead of the game for Beckley, but it was a short-lived lead. The 0-2 is poked down the right field side and foul. Looked like that one was definitively foul.
Yeah, finally. We finally got a definitive one on the right side, down the right field line, just a foot or two over.
Well, I tell you what, the umpiring crew in the last couple of innings certainly earning their paycheck.
I know there have been plenty of bang-bang calls, both behind the plate, down the first base line, a couple errors in this game as well. So scorekeeper's nightmare sometimes.
Another 0-2 forthcoming to Canerium. This one is a little bit inside, 1-2.
It just feels like there's been a little bit of everything so far in this contest. I mean, we've had the walks, we've had the hit by pitch, we've had the extra base hits, we've had singles, we've had errors. Anything and everything has happened so far other than a homer.
1-2 on Canerium. That one is hit back to the mound. Patton underhands on to Cochran for the inning's 3rd out. Not before post 60. Strikes for 3 runs. We are deadlocked at 7 through 4 innings here at Dale Miller Field. You're listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Bank Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
A lot goes into a perfect drive. Freedom Kia is driving the next generation forward. Freedom Kia, I-79, exit 153, University Town Center, Morgantown. Online at freedomkia.net.
Every brand has a story. At Sparks Media Agency, we help you tell it. Authentically, visually, and with heart. Sparks Media Agency. Story-driven content that connects.
You're listening to coverage of the 2025 American Legion State Baseball Championships on Metro News.
And we welcome you back to Dale Miller Field at Milan Park. A very crowded scoreboard through the first 4 innings, particularly the last 2. Hot start for post 60 in this game. They led 4-0 after 1 inning. But ever since, it has been a back-and-forth affair. Beckley scored 7 consecutive runs to take their first lead, 7-4. And then in the previous half inning, the bottom half of the 4th, 3 runs for post 60 to tie this score at 7. We're headed to the top of the 5th inning with Deegan Williams, Zach Hunt, and Ashton Cochran due up for Beckley post 32. Williams, number 5 hitter, Hunt the 6 hitter, and Cochran the 7 hitter. In the middle of the order will be the assignment for Landon Pence, who returns for another inning of work. He has to be pretty thankful that he's not entering a situation with the bases loaded. That was his assignment in the 4th inning. He entered with the bases loaded and 1 out. He surrendered a single, a 3-run double, and a walk before finally ending the inning with a 6-4-3 double play. Deegan Williams takes a strike, 0-1 to begin the 5th. Deegan Williams, 2 for 2 on the day. He doubled in the 2nd and singled and scored last inning. 1-strike pitch here is low and away, 1-1. The line score for Beckley, 7 runs on 6 hits with 1 error committed in the field. Post 60 with 7 runs on 8 hits with 1 error committed in the field of their own. The 1-1 to Williams is in there for strike 1 and 2. Williams didn't think so. The 1-2 from Landon Pence is chased up and away, strike 3. A punch out for Landon Pence, his first in relief of Jacob Cumley. Zach Hunt now to the plate, and Hunt very thankful to be facing a pitcher other than Cumley.
Number 5, Levi Barnett.
And Hunt is going to be pinch hit for here by Levi Barnett. Hunt struck out both times in this game, and Barnett, the pinch batter here with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. There's a strike to Barnett, 0-1. So Barnett, the pinch hitter for Zach Hunt, with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. 7-7 score. That one's hit foul, first base side, 0-2. Levi Barnett, the Independence product. The 0-2 is up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both teams certainly hoping for a calmer inning here in the 5th. 8 runs between the two squads scored in that 4th inning. The 1-2 to the pinch hitter Barnett is inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Levi Barnett comes into today's game batting .340 on the year in 29 games played.
The 2-2 is lined just beyond the glove of Wysocki into right center field. A pinch hit single for Levi Barnett. Inserted into the lineup here as a pinch hitter to try and get something going in that 6th hole. And he does just that, a pinch hit single with 1 away. Ashton Cochran now steps up.
Again, Cochran, another star player. He hasn't done too much today, but Cochran, again, with on-base percentage of .429 and plus 300 average.
Left-handed hitting first baseman. Swings and misses on the first pitch from Pence. You'd have to imagine that the base paths will be crowded for the rest of this game as the teams dip into their bullpens, and both teams have really settled in with the bats.
Yeah, especially, the bats have gotten hot for both squads, and it's come in different ways. Some have been doubles, some have been singles, some have just been watching free bases run by.
1 strike pitch, low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike on Cochran. A really big hit for Beckley in this game came last inning. When the score was tied at 4, Maddox Sims hit it out into left center field, had that 3-run double. Gave Beckley its first lead of the game. It was a short-lived lead, but still a huge hit.
Again, having that lead, at least you had room to work with. If you're Beckley, you finally get that lead, you can give up those runs. Now, of course, you don't want to be tied right now, but it's better than being down like you were in the first.
2 balls and 1 strike on Cochran. Pitch from Pence, waved on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reminder, folks, this is the first game of 4 that we have for you today from Dale Miller Field. Some of the other teams that will be playing today are rolling in. Our next game, Berkeley post 14. That one is fouled left field side, out of play. Berkeley post 14 has arrived, and they're watching to the right of our broadcast location in their sharp white uniforms.
Yeah, those are nice looking with the red numbers. I like it a lot. These teams, either of these teams, could be facing the next team at some point in this tournament.
The 2-2 is elevated up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes to reset the bracket for you. So the winner of this game will advance to tomorrow's winner's bracket game at 4 p.m. And the loser of this game will be playing at 10 a.m. tomorrow in the loser's bracket. Still anybody's ball game. The 3-2 swung on and missed. A huge strikeout for Landon Pence, his second of the inning. 2 down.
Yeah, Pence has really come into his own so far in this inning, and if he can get out of it unscathed, that would be a great boost to the confidence. I'm sure the strikeouts alone have been, but being able to finish with a clean slate in this top of the fifth would be great.
Grayson Kesterson, the backstop for the Beckley Bash, will bat with a man on first and 2 out. 7-7 score in the top of the fifth inning. First pitch is elevated for a ball, 1-0. Kesterson has reached base twice on free passes today. He walked and scored in the third, and he was plunked. Scored another run in that fourth inning. 1-ball pitch, swung on and fouled away, 1-1. The 1-1 swung on and missed, 1-2 as Kesterson chases the high one.
Yeah, probably not his smartest swing, but again, still had 2 strikes to work with. Can't blame him on taking a swing.
The 1-2 from Pence, buried in the dirt. Taking off for second and advancing there safely is Levi Barnett. So he's into scoring position, a 2-2 count with 2 outs for Grayson Kesterson.
Deuce is wild on an incoming really important pitch, especially now with a runner on second in scoring position. They've given up several of these free base runners as the game has went on.
Here's the 2-2 from Pence, swung on and hit down the first base side. A lot of English on it, and it rolls foul. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It looked like it was going to be a perfectly crafted bunt, and eventually it finally just spun foul. But there for a while, it looked like it might have hugged the line and stayed fair.
The pitch count for Landon Pence in relief of Jacob Cumley, currently at 35. He had that double play ball to get out of the fourth inning. He struck out 2 batters here in the fifth and has allowed a single. Another 2-2 to the plate. Pence, several glances at second. Now he comes home with it. Lost his hat on that pitch. That went for a ball, 3-2.
And you take into consideration that Pence came out of center field without a warm-up and has collected 2 strikeouts. And yes, he's given up runs, but he was put in a terrible, terrible situation after Cumley was pulled. So to be able to hone in and get these strikeouts has been quite impressive.
The payoff pitch to the plate, swung on and hit out into shallow right center, and it drops in. A run will come in to score standing up. An RBI single for Kesterson. He's aboard for the 3rd consecutive time. A key 2-out RBI base hit, and Kesterson advances from first to second on the throw that went to the plate. It's 8-7 Beckley.
Just a fantastic all-around play by Beckley to retake this lead and being able to play chess and not checkers and getting the ball thrown to second not in time. Just a perfectly crafted play by the Beckley Bash.
Talk about a perfectly placed hit out there into right center field, just dropping it in. Did Kesterson, and post 32 retakes the lead. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Kiblinger. 0-1. Kiblinger has singled and walked in this game with 2 runs scored. He bats with a man out there on second base and 2 away. Top of the 5th inning. The Beckley Bash have retaken a 1-run lead. The 0-1 is popped over our heads here in the press box and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes on the number 9 hitting, Braden Kiblinger. Pence from the stretch, an 0-2. That one's up and in, 1-2.
And Pence just soared that one a little high around the neck level, and just textbook ball, I should say.
Beckley has retaken the lead here in the top of the fifth, eyeing a insurance run or two. The 1-2 swung on and bounced to the left side, gloved by Maynor, and he throws out Kiplinger by a step. 5-3 ground out in the book. Beckley strikes for one, and they retake the lead 8-7. We're through 4.5 here at Dale Miller Field. You are listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Whether for work or a special occasion, Daniels of Morgantown has the suit, sport coat, tie, and shoes to make you look your best. And finding the right fit, color, and style is always easy and fast at Daniels of Morgantown.
This summer at Dan Calva Toyota World, we have trucks, and more trucks. With over 250 Toyota trucks here and on the way, we guarantee we have a truck for you. Come check out our 2025 hybrid Tacomas that offer 326 horsepower and 4.75% for 60 months. So come get your brand new Toyota truck today at Dan Calva Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
At Polka Valley, we offer a full suite of conventional, government, and West Virginia housing loan products, strong construction loans, and 100% financing to qualified applicants. Visit us online or call us today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let's return to coverage of the 2025 American Legion State Baseball Championships on Metro News.
Live from Dale Miller Field at Milan Park, game 1 of 4 from the West Virginia State Tournament. American Legion Baseball here this afternoon, going into the afternoon. We're still in the morning hours, just here for about 15 or so minutes. We got started at 10 a.m. with the first pitch for this tournament opening game. Jack Carlson and Jonathan Edwards with you. That has not disappointed. 8-7, the Beckley Bash lead the post-60 Knights. And Jonathan, it has been a back-and-forth seesaw affair that has really delighted the fans.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a blast to call so far, and it's the perfect first game of a tournament, really setting the bar high for competition. And if you would have told us that in the top of the first, we would have thought you crazy.
That first pitch is torched out into left field, and misjudging it completely was the left fielder. It goes off the wall. Ian Wolf has extra bases. That one was very nearly a home run, but Deegan Williams out there in left field completely lost the ball in the sun. Or rather, he never even saw it in the sun until it was hitting off of the wall in left field. A really long extra base hit for Wolf to get the party started in the fifth.
Absolutely. I think that ball might have been invisible for the outfielder until it hit the warning track, and I think if the wind wasn't blowing so hard back this way as it was just until I said something about it, I think it might have went yard.
So a man in scoring position for post 60, wasting no time in threatening as they surrender the lead, and it's 8-7 Beckley at this juncture, but the Knights are threatening. There's a strike from Gabe Patton delivered to Jay Vines. It's 0-1.
Vines already has a hit on the day with a single earlier. And again, post 60 just down 1 run.
The 0-1 is poked out into shallow right center. Going out to make the catch, second baseman Braden Kimlinger, who has shifted from third to second as the pinch hitter in the previous half inning for Zach Hunt. Levi Barnett enters the game at third.
You know, one thing I did notice on that last pop-up is Beckley had 3 guys running for it, but there was good communication. That's something we didn't see early in the game from Beckley. It seemed like post 60 had the advantage in terms of on-field communication. Being able to stay out of each other's way really helped out in getting that pop out.
Austin Maynor now to the plate with 1 away and a man on second base. First pitch to him is low and away, 1-0. Really feels like both teams have settled into this game. It didn't take post 60 any time to get acclimated with that 4 spot in the first inning. But Beckley took a couple of innings to find their footing, and ever since, the bats for the Bash have been on fire, and the Knights haven't been too shabby themselves. 1-0 is swung on and deflected into the mitt of Kesterson. It's 1-1.
Again, Maynard with the overarching 6'1" height and build, really honing over that batter's box.
The 1-1 popped foul, first base side, 1-2. You can see on that shot on our Metro News television stream, the wind has really picked up. The flags are moving.
It's been like that all afternoon on and off, and this time it's starting to blow to the right a little bit. It's been coming toward us most of this game.
From the stretch, Gabe Patton delivers the 1-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3. A key punch out for Patton, the second out of the inning.
And Patton's hasn't gotten enough appreciation on this broadcast about how he's been able to respond through all of this. Yes, he's allowed a lot of runs, but being able to stay poised through 90 pitches and still hold the lead is an impressive feat at this level.
Tristan Wysocki now to the plate. He hits that one out into left center field. It drops in. A base hit for Wysocki, rounding third, and coming in to score is Ian Wolf. An RBI single for Tristan Wysocki, and the score is tied once again.
Again, they keep finding the right gaps. Both teams have done a good job of this so far today, is finding the right gaps in the field to be able to plant these hits, and a combined 18 hits so far between these two squads.
8-8 score in the bottom of the 5th inning. There'll be a meeting on the mound for Beckley. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And that might be it, and it looks like it is it for Gabe Patton, who finished with 91 pitches and 3 strikeouts on the day.
So a new pitcher for Beckley coming in will be Lane Lambert, the 6'3" right-hander from Greenbrier East. Out there on the rubber, and final note on Patton, even though his line isn't going to wow you with 4 2/3 innings and giving up 8 runs, he still battled out there. After a tough first inning, he worked his way into the 5th. There's a lot to be said for that.
Absolutely. I think obviously it still counts on the board, but especially those middle innings so far today between the second and the second and the third especially, he was pretty fantastic. And being able to compose himself through all of that, yes, he gave up a lot of runs, like we said, and agreed, but he's done a lot with what he's been given.
So Lane Lambert comes on here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jonathan, you have some numbers on Lambert this season. So he worked for the Greenbrier East high schoolers this past year, and Lambert, a Spartan in spring 2025, 3-4 with an ERA of 3.56, 37 1/3 innings for Lambert, so he is a workhorse in 12 appearances. This situation, Jonathan, that he's coming into isn't ideal, where the bats have caught fire for both teams. It's just going to be about who can score more at this stage. Obviously, that's the sport of baseball when you put it that way, but it really is a slugfest, and it might even be whoever bats last wins.
That could be a chance, and if so, that goes to post 60. But again, back to Lane Lambert, standing at 6'3", 195. The tangibles are quite impressive, especially at this level, standing at 6'3", 195. And as you said, the Greenbrier East product had some good stats to him from what you explained. And on the bright side, on the downside, I should say, he does have a runner in scoring position against him, but 2 outs already. So if he can get 1 out and get a fresh, clean slate going in to his next pitching appearance later in this game, that would be ideal.
So Lambert out there on the mound, and his first adversary out of the bullpen will be Cash Dunham. Dunham has been a thorn in Beckley's side so far in this one. Dunham with a couple of singles and a walk. He's just been a menace all over the base paths. He walked in that second inning, but he scored a couple of runs, swiped a bag. We've seen him on the base paths often for post 60. The first pitch from Lambert is in there for a strike, 0-1. A violent pitching motion from Lambert coming over the top. You can tell he's getting a lot on his fastball.
Absolutely, and with that size, it's no surprise he has some real power.
The 0-1 misses low and gets away from the catcher Casterson. Advancing to third on the play will be Wysocki.
And that was just a bit of a flub behind the plate for Casterson. Not much he could do. Not a terrible pitch from Lambert, but it was in the ground a bit.
1 ball and 1 strike on Cash Dunham. The pitch here. Off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. A chance for post 60 to retake the lead. The Knights struck first in this game with 4 in the first inning. Then 7 unanswered from Beckley to lead 7-4. And it has just been punch, counter punch ever since. Ball 3 is delivered in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, Lambert's got his work cut out for him on this at-bat. Has to work his way back up in the count and try and get a strikeout or some form of out against post 60 in this inning.
The 3-1. Buried in the turf. Ball 4, and Dunham is aboard for the 4th straight time.
I was going to say, he's gotten it done several ways. He has 2 base hits and now another walk. Cash Dunham, again, just a thorn in the side of Beckley, as you said.
Kason Plogger now to the plate for post 60. Plogger 1 for 3 on the day. He doubled in a run back in that first inning, which feels like so long ago now.
It really has dragged on, but in a good way.
That one is popped out into shallow center field. It drops in. A base hit for Plogger. Scores a run, and a quick snap throw from the center fielder Meadows to Kiblinger covering at second base to try and catch Dunham napping. But no dice. It is 9-8. Post 60 retakes the lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
And again, back and forth we go. And I think one of the most impressive things on that play was that snappy throw right at the end. That almost got a man out at second, but to no avail. Needless to say, the Knights are back in charge with its 9th run of the game.
Landon Pence takes the ball 1-0. Pence 1 for 3 on the day. He has reached base twice. Reached on an error back in the first and singled in a run in the 4th. 2 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th inning for post 60. The 1 ball pitch to Pence. Right there, 4 strike 1. Still 2 men aboard for post 60 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Knights already have the lead but are threatening to add some insurance runs. There's a ball low. It's 2-1.
Yeah, Lambert just has to get back into form and try and close this out. He came in an okay position. He had a runner on second and 2 outs, but again, it's not been the easiest, and he still has a little bit of work to do.
2-1 is lifted out into right center. Coming in is Maddox Sims. He'll make the catch for the inning's 3rd out. 2 runs across for post 60 in the 5th. Your score, Knights 9, Bash 8. As we go to the 6th after this, you are listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Greer Industries.
Historically, joint replacement surgery required an extended hospital stay of 3 to 5 days or more. But now with our improved techniques, it can be done as a same-day surgery. You get home sooner, you're more comfortable at home. I got into medicine to help people. Then with joint replacement surgery, I can see immediate results eliminating a patient's joint pain and really changing their life. At W Medicine, we're able to get people back to living their lives.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
Let's return to coverage of the 2025 American Legion State Baseball Championships on Metro News.
And we welcome you back to Dale Miller Field at Milan Park. New pitcher for post 60 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Colton Stefanko comes in, the Hedgesville Eagle product. The right-hander comes in to relieve Landon Pence, and he is the 3rd pitcher for the Knights on the still morning Jonathan Edwards. We are still in the morning hour here, just for 1 minute longer at least.
Yeah, as we turn to afternoon, Colton Stefanko coming in. He doubles as a first baseman and a pitcher, staying at 6 foot 170, the Hedgesville High School product.
So some numbers from Stefanko so far this summer with post 60. He has worked 21 1/3 innings. This is his 9th game coming out of the bullpen. He's allowed 12 hits and 12 runs, but just 4 of those 12 have been earned. He has walked 12 and struck out 16 with an ERA in good shape, 1.31.
Yeah, and he's left 21 runners on base, 21 runners left on base. Not a bad stat at all. Stefanko's got a good track record so far this season.
Jacob Meadows will be Stefanko's first adversary, and Meadows takes a strike, 0-1. Meadows 1 for 3 so far in this one. A strikeout, a pop-out, and an RBI single. The 1-strike pitch to Meadows swung on and popped high into the Morgantown sky, and it will go foul behind home plate. 0-2 on Meadows.
And it's worth mentioning we've finally hit the 2-hour mark of this game, and it seems at times it's really dragged, but in a good way, not in a bad way. It feels like we've been here forever, but they just keep scoring back and forth, 19 combined hits, 17 combined runs. That's good baseball if you like high-flying action, which I think a lot of us do.
First game of 4 from Dale Miller Field today. Another 0-2 is fouled back. Our next game is scheduled to begin at 1 p.m. We'll have Berkeley post 14 taking on Charleston post 65. Then the night session, Clarksburg post 13 against Wheeling post 1 at 4 p.m. Here's the 0-2, swung on and hit down the right field line. That is deep, and that is foul.
Just a foot over. Man, that really could have done some damage for the Bash. Again, with Jacob Meadows, who is an absolute slugger for this Bash lineup. He is the leadoff man, has a hit today, and leads in hits with now 31.
To finish up that point on the bracket, for those of you wanting to watch Morgantown Post 2 baseball, first pitch of their game at 7 p.m. Being right here on Metro News as that pitch is outside for a ball, 1-2. Morgantown Post 2 taking on Parkersburg Post 15 at 7 p.m. The 1-2 is off the plate. It's 2-2.
That one way outside to the left, just way off the mark. Evens up the count, though.
Stefanko delivers high, 3-2. Beg your pardon, Stefanko.
I figured we probably had that off.
The 3-2 swung on and popped foul. Colton Stefanko out there on the mound, facing Berkeley here in the top half of the 6th inning. Meadows, Sims, and Cunningham, top of the order for post 32, due up in this frame. Got a 9-8 ball game. The Knights lead the Bash. Payoff pitch is chopped to second, gloved, and quickly transferred on to first. Wysocki to Elliott, one down.
It's a good start. You still have the bases empty and a lead to work with. So the Knights and Stefanko have a nice start with one away.
Maddox Sims had that huge hit his last time up. A bases clearing 3-run double in the 4th inning. Bats with the bases clear and one away. First pitch from Stefanko, swung on and bounced to third. Maynor fires across the diamond in time. A couple of quick ground outs here in the 6th.
Fantastic throw from third to first.
Cole Cunningham, with the bases clear and 2 away, steps up the designated hitter for the Beckley Bash.
DH Cole Cunningham.
1 for 2 in this game. Singled in a run in the 3rd inning, walked in the 4th, and grounded out back in the 1st. Ball 1 pitch is low, 1-0. Cunningham really has that presence of a slugger in that left-handed batter's box. You know, when his bat meets ball, it's going to go a long way. That one is fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, quite the build on Cole Cunningham. He really poses over the batter's box.
The 1-1 inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, to your point, 6'3", 250 pounds, Cole Cunningham.
Yeah, that's almost like a David Ortiz style build at that point, at least the high school comparative.
The 2-1, Cunningham rips it foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, look at the contact he's making even on the foul balls, even though they're not going far. I mean, you can hear it off the bat.
A chance for the first 1-2-3 inning for either team since the top of the 1st inning right here for Colton Stefanko. The 2-2 here is not competitive, up and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Make or break pitch here for this inning and for Stefanko specifically.
The payoff pitch to Cunningham, swung on and hit high into the sky out into right field. Making the catch out there for post 60 in Wool. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 9-8 lead for the Knights over the Bash. You're listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Inside all of us lies the
Buchanan Toyota, your truck and SUV headquarters, with one signature paperless delivery. We're family owned and operated and celebrating 40 years. Winner of the Toyota President's Award 16 consecutive times. Buchanan Toyota, with Toyota certified technicians. Convenient same day or next day appointments Monday through Saturday. Buchanan Toyota pays top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. For your new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle, Buchanan Toyota, closer than you think.
We have close to 500 slabs on site from all across the globe. We bring the world's finest slabs to you. Preferred surfaces, your space, your style, your preferred choice.
Game day is here. Show your Mountaineer spirit with the area's most complete selection of game day apparel, short sleeve knits, and so much more. You'll find your right fit at Daniels of Morgantown. Visit our store or shop online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
You're listening to coverage of the 2025 American Legion State Baseball Championships on Metro News.
Welcome back to Dale Miller Field at Milan Park, day 1 of the West Virginia State American Legion Tournament. Jack Carlson and Jonathan Edwards along with you as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Jonathan, in a word, this game has been chaotic.
That's about as good of a word as it gets, at least for that. Yeah, chaotic is one, with as many hits as we've had, with 17 and combined at least, and 19 combined runs. 2 errors on the day in between the 2 squads as well, and it's come in every way possible you can think of. There's been almost everything in this game, and sometimes when you think about it, that's all you can ask for in a good baseball game, is getting a little bit of everything. It's been a great sampler of what's to come this weekend in this fantastic American Legion tournament.
Post 60 leads Beckley Bash 9-8 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Lane Lambert delivers a strike to Mason Elliott, 0-1. Lane Lambert returns for another inning of work out of the Beckley bullpen. He did a nice job in relief in the 5th inning. The 0-1 just inside and may have clipped the batter Elliott, and it did. Elliott is going to take his base over there on first.
Not the ideal start to the inning for Lambert, the 6'3" pitcher, but again, yeah, not what you want to start off is hitting a pitcher. So free bases are the enemy of both teams today, and that's another one.
So the starter for Beckley, Gabe Patton, goes 4 2/3 innings in this game. He gave way to this reliever, Lane Lambert. First pitch here to the next batter, Canerium, is a ball, 1-0. Or strike, rather, 0-1. So close, Jonathan.
Yeah,
I was so close.
a bit of a floater toward the end, so I can see what might have confused you until the umpire made his call.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. 0-1 here on Canerium. The pitch swung on and popped foul, first base side, 0-2. Very few clouds in the sky today. Temperatures in the 80s, so for those out in the direct sun, it probably isn't too fun.
No, it's a little toasty out there. I took a walk earlier, and it was a little warm. It's a little chilly in here, but can't complain.
Absolutely, and the air conditioning, everything is good. 0-2 count on Canerium. He bounces this one to the left side and through into the deep shortstop hole, cut off by Cole Brown before it can get into the outfield. But it'll go as an infield single for Canerium. And post 60 is in business here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as Beckley has one more chance coming up in the top of the 7th inning to try and tie or take the lead. It would be huge for the Knights to tack on a couple of runs here and gain some separation.
Yeah, and on the flip side, Beckley has to limit damage here, try to not allow any more runs, but it's not looking good with 2 runners on and nobody out.
Pitcher Colton Stefanko bunts it foul. 0-1. So this was the spot of Ian Wolf, the designated hitter, but with the defensive changes by post 60 when they brought Landon Pence into pitch, that pitcher spot went up to the 3 hole, and then Landon Pence returned to the game in center field, bringing the pitcher spot back to the 6th spot of the order in place of Ian Wolf. Stefanko in an 0-1 count. Beckley thinking this will be a bunt, and it is. Back to the mound. Lambert is unable to handle it cleanly, and Stefanko is safe.
That's a clutch pinch hit. Well, Stefanko came in and instantly made an impact. That was the best bunt of the just textbook, really, going right down in front of the plate.
Unfortunately for Lambert, he had to make a bang-bang decision to go for the bare hand, and he just couldn't get the right grip on the ball. It squirted out of his hand, and as a result,
yeah, bases loaded now.
Bases loaded situation for post 60, a golden opportunity for some insurance runs, which, as we know, this game is any indication, you need some insurance runs going into the final frame.
Yeah, the Knights got their insurance in the bottom of the 1st, and since then it's been back and forth. And yeah, to get back to that situation would be the best situation possible for the Knights, and on the flip side, the worst possible situation for the Bash.
Jay Vines at the plate. Takes a pitch up and in, ball 1. Very tricky situation for Lane Lambert that he's gotten himself into in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bases are full of Knights with nobody out. A 9-8 ball game, post 60 leads. The 1-0 is poked foul, first base side, 1-1.
Yeah, back to an even count again, and once again, the Knights are just trying to get the ball to land anywhere fair, and you're going to have positive results with bases loaded.
The 1-1 is popped over our heads here in the press box. Foul ball, 1-2. What a huge bunt that was by Stefanko back to the mound. he was willing to sacrifice for the out, but he ends up reaching, and a huge situation for the Knights. Bases loaded. Time is called. Vines steps out. He's 1 for 3 on the day, singled back in the first inning to score a run. He has since struck out and popped out.
We're now to 20 total hits between the two teams today. It's been an absolute onslaught.
1-2 hugs the line, and it is a fair ball. Extra bases potentially for Vines as he motors for second. He's there standing up. 2 runs in for post 60, and Jonathan, that was exactly the insurance they were looking for.
Yeah, and that's the 3rd or 4th time a ball has rolled right past third base and hugged that line. I don't know if it's just the sweet spot today, but again, it comes up huge. Placing the ball there in a spot where no one can really reach it, and it leads to 2 more runs.
Second and third, still with nobody out. The Knights threatening to blow this game wide open. Austin Maynor at the plate. 3-run lead for post 60. There's a ball low. 1-0 on Maynor. Maynor is searching for his first hit of the game. He's grounded out and struck out twice. The 1-ball pitch, waved on and missed, 1-1. The inning thus far, hit by pitch to Mason Elliott, a single by Trenton Canerium. That bunt single by Colton Stefanko, and a 2-run double by Jay Vines. The 1-1, waved on and missed, it's 1-2.
You know, outside of that horrendous top of the 4th for the Knights, they have really controlled this game outright.
The 1-2 fouled back. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes, and it's funny, Jonathan, how momentum in baseball can switch so quickly from the first segment of the game where post 60 was dominant, then the middle section where the Bash had their fun in the sun, and then now the Knights have come back to life. Another foul, and count remains a ball and 2 strikes.
And it's like that at all levels, no matter whether you're watching Little League, high school, all-star stuff like this, college, pros, it happens everywhere. Momentum in any sport can be a killer, but especially in baseball. I mean, it can be a tale of thirds. Just about anything can happen in baseball, and that's the beauty of it.
Yet another 1-2 from Lambert. This one is lifted foul again. This has been a battle between Lambert and Maynor. A chance to add some more runs. Post 60 obviously happy with this 3-run lead, but trying to get greedy and extend this advantage even more. Another 1-2. This one misses. It's 2-2.
And that evens out the count. And once again, worth mentioning, still no outs and 2 runners in scoring position. Not good if you're Beckley.
The 2-2 swung on and missed. He went after that one in the dirt. Strikeout is completed on to first. Kesterson to Cochran for the inning's first out.
Again, the drop third strike, one of the most interesting plays in baseball. But again, routine to first base to get that first out and leave runners where they are.
Treston Wysocki will step up as Beckley will make a pitching change with 1 out in bottom of the 6th inning.
Final pitch count for Lambert, 29.
New pitcher for Beckley will be Brady Williams of Woodrow Wilson High School. The right-hander will come in to relieve Lane Lambert with 1 out. A couple of base runners on in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Yeah, the Woodrow Wilson product, 6'1", 180, with an expected graduation of 2027. Young gun coming in to try and limit the damage.
So some of Williams' numbers with the Flying Eagles over 2 seasons of high school ball. Career 3.73 earned run average, 22 appearances and 7 starts. Last spring, he worked 30 2/3 innings, surrendering just 20 earned runs. 28 walks, It's a little bit of a concerning stat in 30.2 innings, but he does have 46 strikeouts, so high risk, high reward with this right-hander. He's going to get his fair share of strikeouts, and he will surrender his free passes. In this situation, with post 60 having 2 men in scoring position and 1 out, you're looking for a strikeout if you're the Beckley Bash.
Absolutely, and I think that high risk, high reward that you mentioned is probably the ideal pitching style you want coming into a situation like this. You're down 3. At worst, you give up more runs, more insurance runs, which obviously wouldn't be good, but he has one of the higher strikeout rates on this squad, and that could really help out in the long run. So, again, if it's worth the risk, then it might pay off.
So he will face Treston Wysocki, who is 2 for 3 in this game. Wysocki has reached his last 2 times. He doubled and scored in the 4th and singled in a run in the 5th. We've mentioned this a couple of times in this inning. Maybe in a normal game, a 3-run lead would feel a little bit more safe than it does here as we go into the afternoon. This 3-run lead could easily be made up by Beckley in the top half of the 7th inning. So if you're post 60, you want to get greedy, you want to get these 2 runners who are in scoring position with 1 out, you want to get them home.
Yeah, absolutely. And any other game, you'd think maybe this game's over, but it feels like 1 or 2 swings of the bats and a few missed mistakes, I should say. Yeah, this game can flip still, but post 60 needs to take advantage and blow this wide open if they want to feel safe.
So the right-hander Brady Williams delivers his first pitch, low and away, 4-1. The base runners for post 60. Jay Vines out there on second base, and Colton Stefanko on third base. The 1-ball pitch. Just away, it's 2-0. With Wysocki hitting in the 9th spot, you certainly want to get this out if you're Williams, because the top of the lineup is due next. The 2-0 is in there for a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, Wysocki already with 2 hits on the day, single and a double, and been quite productive. And again, that top of the lineup, the top 4 hitters all have at least 1 hit. So, not what you want. You got to get out of this somehow.
Time is called. Wysocki steps out. It's 11-8. Post 60 leads Beckley post 32 in the tournament opener here from Dale Miller Field at Milan Park. The 2-1. Low and away. It's 3-1. 19 combined runs in this game, 22 combined hits, and of course 3 errors combined in the field. Next pitch is in there for a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
In a situation like this, you have to take every strike, every strikeout, any pop out you can get. That's a win to get out of this situation.
Nice breaking ball from Brady Williams to freeze Wysocki. 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th inning. A tremendous pitch there.
Absolutely. One of the best pitches of the day between any pitcher, and it just sunk in at the right time, and a fantastic way to collect the second out of a very, very important inning.
Williams flips in strike 3 with a breaking ball, and Cash Dunham steps up with 2 out and 2-1 here in the 6th. Post 60 leads by 3, trying to extend that advantage. First pitch to Dunham. Gets away from the catcher Kesterson, breaking for the plate. Stefanko, he slides in hand first, and he is there safely. Stefanko not used to sliding into home. It looks like he may have injured his left hand a little bit, scraped it up as he slid into home. Another key run for the Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. Any way you can score a run in this to go up 4 now is welcome, and keep an eye on that hand of Stefanko if he comes back out for another inning.
Ball delivered by Williams. It's 2-0, and almost a backbreaker for Beckley, who had just gotten a huge frozen strikeout there as Wysocki was caught looking. Maybe some light at the end of the tunnel for the Bash to try and have it be a 3-run gain going into the 9th, or the 7th rather, but no dice. There's a swing and a miss. from Dunham. 2-1 is the count. That one's waved on and missed. Strike two. The 2-2. Just inside for ball three. 12-8 is the Knights' lead over the Bash in the bottom half of the sixth inning. Beckley will have to score at least 4 runs in the next half inning to keep this game going. The 3-2 is buried in the turf for ball four. And Cash Dunham, an on-base machine, folks. He has walked 3 times in this game. He's singled twice. He's been on all 5 times.
Yeah, a stat line like that, you just have to tip your cap. Being able to stay poised and make your way on the base even when you're not collecting hits, that's one of the best attributes of any batter in baseball.
Kason Plogger now to the plate for the Knights. Couple of hits on his day so far, 2 for 4 in the scoring book. Men on the corners with 2 outs. First pitch to Plogger is low for a ball, 1-0. Plogger has been busy out there in the outfield. He started in right, shifted to center, then has since moved back to right field.
Yeah, plenty of shifts all around today for both squads.
The 1-0 is chased up high, 1-1.
Beckley has to get out of this with runners on the corners. Can't give up any more runs. You already have to come up with 4, maybe 5. You just don't want to give up any more.
The 1-1. Elevated up and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Post 60 leading. Beckley post 32 Bash, 12-8 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Full slate of baseball for you from Dale Miller Field, day 1 of the West Virginia State American Legion Tournament. The 2-1 is hit hard out into left center field, but it looks like it'll hang up for Meadows. Meadows makes the catch to end the inning, but not before the Knights strike for 3 insurance runs. Post 60 leads Beckley post 32, 12-8 as we go to the 7th inning. You are listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Metro News is the voice of West Virginia. If your business has a need to reach potential customers in virtually any area within West Virginia, WVRC Media's Metro News platform provides a solution. Metro News covers every county in the state, with over 90 affiliates receiving all or some of our 7 daily and weekly programs. Metro News is a cost-efficient way to deliver your message to the entire state or to a specific geographic area. Metro News also offers your company access to over 1 million visitors per month to our website, wvmetronews.com, which is widely regarded as the state's top online information site. Our commitment is to covering the key issues in our state, from political news, local sports, outdoors, entertainment, to Main Street, West Virginia. Metro News is the trusted source for keeping West Virginians informed. To put the power of the voice of West Virginia, Metro News, to work for your business, simply click the Start a Conversation button below. We'll be back to you within 48 hours.
Let's return to coverage of the 2025 American Legion State Baseball Championships on Metro News.
Welcome back to Dale Miller Field at Milan Park. Game 1 of 4 on this day 1 slate from the West Virginia State American Legion Baseball Tournament. Jack Carlson and Jonathan Edwards along with you. The post 60 Knights lead the Beckley post 32 Bash 12-8 as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. Post 60 with a win. The winner of this game goes into that 4 o'clock game tomorrow in the winner's bracket. The loser will move to the loser's bracket and play at 10 a.m. tomorrow against an opponent to be determined based on the 4 p.m. game here in day 1. And Jonathan, post 60 looking to close out the Beckley Bash, and they will do so with Colton Stefanko towing the rubber to start this 7th.
Luckily, he didn't stub his throwing hand on that slide into home. Stefanko trying to close out with a large build and has a 4-run pad and doesn't want to send this to extras because it would not be good. This is the last chance for Beckley.
Cole Brown leads off for Beckley. There's a strike delivered to him, 0-1. Cole Brown, Deegan Williams, and Levi Barnett, 4, 5, and 6 in the Beckley order, due up against Stefanko. The 1-strike pitch, swung on and missed, 0-2. The 2-strike pitch, swung on and fouled away, left field side. Count remains 0-2 on Brown, who is hitless in this game, 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a fly out. The 0-2 is popped foul. First base side, count remains 0-2.
Yeah, already 2 strikes down, and Stefanko's going to try and close this one out with the first out of the top of the 7th. That won't do it, though.
That's inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cole Brown.
Cole Brown, not a bad option to have at the plate when you need him. He's leading the team in triples and home runs.
The 1-2 from Stefanko, swung on and hit out into center field. Pence makes the catch, 1 away.
2 outs from advancing are the Knights of post 60.
Our next game is scheduled to begin at 1 p.m. Berkeley post 14 taking on Charleston post 65. We'll have the coverage for you right here, so don't go anywhere. It's 12-8. Post 60 leads Beckley post 32. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Deegan Williams swings and fouls off the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Deegan Williams 2 for 3 in this game with a double, a single, and a strikeout.
He's proven he has production today.
1-strike pitch misses for a ball, 1-1. Well, whichever team goes down in defeat here in the tournament opener, nothing to be ashamed of. Both teams have really played hard today as the pitch is inside, ball 2. It's one of those situations where it's almost a shame where one team has to lose the game.
Well, at least it's not an elimination game yet, so just unfortunately someone will go to the loser bracket.
Next pitch to Williams is elevated up and away, 3-1.
You can say whoever comes out on top earned this victory because they've had to work for it.
The 3-1 is lifted foul, 3-2. Well, for post 60, if they are to win this game, you circle the last 3 innings that they were up to bat. 3 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th, 3 runs in the 6th. When they absolutely had to get their bats going, they did. The 3-2 is torched out into left center field and hangs up for Pence. He makes the catch. 2 away.
Pence absolutely running out of his shoes almost. He lost his hat and felt like half of center field all the way to make the catch. And now Beckley's going to have one more chance, and Levi Barnett coming up, who already has a hit today when he came in to pinch hit.
Barnett pinch hit for the second baseman, Zach Hunt, back in the 5th inning. Barnett had that base hit, as you mentioned, Jonathan. He came in to score a run as well. He hits this one out into left field, and that might do it. Cash Dunham settling underneath it. He makes the catch. And the post 60 Knights win the first game of the 2025 West Virginia American Legion State Tournament. And they did so, Jonathan, in impressive fashion. 13 hits, 12 runs. And when they had their backs up against the wall when Beckley had that counter punch in those middle innings. Post 60 was up to the challenge.
Yeah, it was a tale of thirds, and after going up 4-0, giving up several hits, several runs, got back into form and found a way to close out a very tough Beckley Bash squad.
Just receiving word that our next game will start at 1:15 for first pitch. Jonathan and I will be with you then. So to reset the bracket for you, Post 60 advances to the winner's bracket, and the Knights will play in the 4 p.m. game tomorrow against the winner of the Clarksburg Post 13 Wheeling Post 1 game, which will be played at 4 p.m. today. The loser of this game, so Beckley Bash, goes into the loser's bracket, and they will face the loser of Clarksburg Post 13 Wheeling Post 1. Again, that game coming your way at 4 p.m. The matchup between Beckley Bash and their opponent tomorrow will take place at 10 a.m. We'll once again have coverage for you for all of these games here from Dale Miller Field. So, Jonathan, your closing thoughts on this one as Post 60 advances?
Well, first of all, I thought both squads played a fantastic game. It was the ideal start to a fantastic 5-day span of baseball incoming, and I'm looking forward to being back on the call again at 1:15.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of Jonathan Edwards and Jack Carlson, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you at 1:15 for our next game between Berkeley Post 14 and Charleston Post 65. You've been listening to American Legion coverage on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Inside all of us lies a potential to succeed. The definition of success differs for each of us. It's personal. One size doesn't fit all. At MVB, we believe in relationships supported by technology, product offerings, and industry knowledge. We believe in your imagination, your determination, and your grit. Our financial services keep pace with your ambition and empower your limitless potential. We say yes if, when other banks say no because. At our core, we power potential. We strive to unlock the potential in you, your family, your business, and your community. Your success is our success. You deserve more than a bank. You deserve a trusted partner on the financial frontier. MVB, powering your potential.
Let's make a deal at Buchanan Toyota. 3.99% financing, up to 60 months on all new 2024 Toyota Tacomas, gas or hybrid. Buchanan Toyota, closer than you think.
Steig Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steig-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral